Welcome back to game number 2 here. It is my team, the strongest, consisting of DK, Koopa, Green Drybones, Hammerbro, Bowser, Go Birds, Critter, Green M&M, and Green Magic Koopa versus a diametrically opposed red team. We have Daisy, Birdo, Toadette, Red Noki, Matt from Wii Sports, Red Critter, Red Magic Koopa, Red Yoshi, and Shy Guy. I believe this is going to be occurring also on Daisy Cruise, but daytime version. So without further ado, are we all ready, Adam?
Yes, sir.
Beautiful, very beautiful. You know, if I was actually there, I'd say something about how I can't hate my job when it brings me to such a beautiful, exotic locale. I suppose it is just a cruise ship, but, you know, it's a damn nice one. So I'm going to have a little bit more insight, perhaps, about this. Oh, thank you for reminding me of the team text. I'm going to have maybe a little bit more insight about this game, because this is my team, so I have, we'll say some opinions, you know, about this. Let's see. What are the... I think it's Bowser Monsters versus the AAA Flowers. Already an RBI chance for my wonderful team that's better than the other team. I can't be unbiased about this. Of course, I'm going to cheer for my guys. Especially if Green Drybones cannot get this robbed by Red Critter, but only a pipe dream for me.
Get him. Get him.
Sorry about that. We should have the team text fixed now. So early on, first out comes on a robbery by Red Critter and Matt from Wii Sports as DK and Koopa get aboard, but Green Drybones cannot bring that home. Hammer
Another
Bro
RBI
next.
change?
It's a chance. It's just because I have a... Do not swing at this. Do not swing at this. Don't swing... You dumb... Not infield fly. All right, a captain versus captain matchup. I think if she doesn't throw a flower pitch here, this is why he was my first round pick this year. You know, I drafted second. I wanted a game changer. I wanted somebody who, when there's runners in scoring position, he says, goodbye, baseball. Red Magic Koopa running his heart out. He is a fielding specialist. Matt from Wii Sports gets up there. Despite 2 balls on home run trajectories in the inning. First inning
He is the
scoreless.
the most famous Wii Sports person out there for a reason, of course.
Of course, his specialty is boxing, but he's been known to throw a punch or two out in the field as well. Speaking of throwing punches, fastball specialist DK pitching to start off. And that's why we have Hammer Bro in the field. He's, you know, I'm really proud of how this team came together during training camp and said, let's work on our fielding. Let's make sure that we have our fundamentals down, because you don't have a lot of guys that are willing to check their ego at the door to do that. Ooh! Oh, come on. Damn it. All right. First runner aboard for the Flowers. So, of discussion recently, DK is not very good chemistry-wise with the rest of my team. He's sort of, we'll say, like a lone wolf. The thing about him is that I feel like he works so well under adversity. You know, he has those star pitches. He has that violent style of throwing that, like, he's just... I think he's a monster up there, personally.
So some first inning's already 2 quick stubs. This is going to be a brutal game.
I know. Well, hopefully, you know, the team score is starting right now. Yoshi goes for the robbery at second, but Go Birds is aboard. I did make that before the Super Bowl, so I would have had to delete it if it didn't work, but luckily it did. So, Adam, did you sort of set out to get like a color-coordinated team, or did it just end up happening for you?
So during the draft, I first wanted to get characters that I liked, which was Peach, or not Peach, Daisy, Birdo, and then I wanted Luigi, but he got picked very early on as well.
I believe he was a
Of
second
course.
round pick as well, like right before you.
Yeah. And then from there, I was thinking about I should pick one color so I can have a lot of synergy to use Mii's to patch up any holes. So I just picked red because I was wearing a red shirt at the time, in all honesty.
Oh, well, you know, sometimes the happiest. Another infield fly, man. Sometimes, you know, the happiest
Bases
coincidences.
are loaded, though, and you do have a heavy hitter right here.
This would be a great time for him to prove, you know, like, that he fits this team, that he can be a team player. We put him batting first for a reason. Like, I wanted to see him go quite literally apeshit. He drives that into center field. Is Matt getting there in time? It doesn't. It drops. Bases stay loaded. Go Birds is knocked in for the first run of the game.
That could have gone so much worse. I'm actually okay with this outcome.
You know, DK, I feel like he's one of those hitters that will either only get a single or a home run just because of his speed, but, like, he gets on base, and that's all I really care about if you're using the money boxies. This pitch is scary, man. It's so appetizing to swing at, but... Good patience from Koopa, good patience. One of our fan favorites. Definitely sell the most merch of him, and now he's sort of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Damn infield fly rule.
Oh, don't get tired now, Daisy.
All right. Tired just in time for Drybones to get a little bit of revenge as he knocks one into right center. Green M&M gets the go-ahead from third base. Runs in. There will not be a throw. Scores from second. Green Drybones had a chance to hit a home run before it was robbed in the first inning. He says, not today. I won my RBIs. All right. Daisy has been chased out of the game. And Birdo up to bat. Birdo's a great changeup thrower. That said...
Who put these tables here?
Green Drybones is trying to run on Critter. Noki cannot chase down Green Drybones. He gets back to third safely. But the damage keeps piling on. Oh, man. This would be huge for Bowser's morale. You know, you hate to see it. The guy was in a little bit of a slump at the end of training camp, and sometimes those things can follow guys into the regular season, but we need his head in a good place.
Four hits is rough, but I think we can come it back.
Red Noki up to bat.
Or bring it back.
Good catch.
All right, Hammer Bro, you gotta get out of here. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, he's going to do that a lot. I sort of wish I just had another Hammer Bro so that I could have grabbed that one too. Red Critter is a power-hitting demon, we'll say. But gets robbed by Green Critter, who doubles up Matt. Caught lacking from first base.
We're gonna have a long talk in the locker room.
You know, they call our infield the swamp because it's green and balls get stuck when you hit them there. They just don't make it out. Go Birds! Rips one into right field. First sits on the first pitch. Critter corrals that one. Now Green Critter up to bat. And he hits one deep, deep, deep. Red Magic Koopa under it, but a green shell on the way. Gets blocked by the table. The ball does as well. It lands. Green Critter is aboard. Daisy goes for the close play at third. Critter with the shoulder charge. Both are safe. You gotta think she should have just taken the out at first. It would have been 2 outs and Magic Koopa up to bat. Instead, you're almost certainly gonna have to pitch to DK. This is on the verge of being untenable. Daisy with the defensive masterclass. Gets every last inch of her vertical to double up at the 6-3 double play. No runs scored despite runners reaching third. Game stays 4-0. You know, there's a nickname for Red Magic Koopa. They call him the Tactician. Right, the Hammer Bro. 2 outs, bottom of the third. Magic Koopa grabs the Screamer down the third baseline. The Star Catch nullified. Top of the order up. DK Koopa to Green Dry Bones. Daisy Flower still held scoreless with DK on the mound. The windup and strike one, counts 0-1. DK jumps on the second pitch, but Red Magic Koopa right there in left field. Gotta say, Koopa, even though that didn't land there, I feel like he always he goes out there and fights hard every at bat. Here's one of those changeups from Birdo I was telling you about. Every time, just deadly. If she wants you to strike out, she can get you to strike out. Leaves one hanging over the outside edge.
In work.
He has to put in a little bit more. Matt gets up there on the buddy jump.
Got him.
That was dangerous. Green Dry Bones is seeing the ball very well today, but he is just hitting it to the deepest part of the park every time. That second inning outburst looking more and more like an anomaly as the top of the Flowers order is up to bat. Wii Sports Matt has had a just great defensive showing today, I feel like. He's been doing an excellent job out there in center field. And you know, I'm noticing, I feel like we have a lot of Miis out in center field. They're really the linchpins of their team. Koopa takes his... Koopa! An error! From the normally reliable hands of Koopa, he gets freaked out by the bomb thrown at his feet, and Daisy has a stand-up double. Birdo with a star pitch. This could be bad for the monster. Critter! Critter? I don't even know what to call that. He makes an amazing play and steals the run. But if he just runs back and tags base like Petey did, he probably would have had a double play. Instead, the lob to Hammer Bro, he bobbles it, and Daisy's safe. Just 1 out.
And that was still a good catch, though. I have to respect it.
Oh, his fielding's definitely been... Excellent use of an item here. That probably would have been at least the lead runner. But Red Noki gets Toadette on board. That's huge if they score anything here. Red Noki deep into left field. Go Birds is there, but bobbles it with the POW block. 1 run scores.
We're on the board.
Stays on first. Still an excellent catch by Go Birds there, but these items have been huge. The chemistry coming through from the Flowers. And now Matt Wii Sports gets the star pitch from DK. Strike 1. Star pitch number 2. Right to center field. Toadette on second. Matt will pull into first. Just 1 out. The tying run at the plate, and it is Red Critter. He smokes one in the deep left. Excuse me, it was 2 outs, so that actually ends the inning. Flowers get on board, but they have 3 innings to find 3 runs. Down 4-1. I think one of the things I learned as somebody else in this league is how important your role players are, you know? Because, like, obviously you're going to have your captains, your first-round picks, and they're going to perform because of the pressure. But Hammer Bro, somebody like Hammer Bro. Let me talk about this guy. This is an athlete, an individual who you don't hear about the times when he shows up, you know, to the locker room, the weight room, 5 a.m. before everybody else. But swinging that hammer, it takes skill, and he takes a lot of pride in how he does it as he smashes one into right field. And the Pacific says it's 5-1. Monsters. Bowser! A screamer to center field. They go back-to-back. 6-1, the Monsters. Seeing somebody in chat saying, I've never seen that red lizard thing before. They're very neglected in Nintendo lore. Those are the critters. They're King K. Rool's underlings, or I guess henchmen they prefer to be called. Go birds with a screamer! Oh. Fades foul. Strike one. Or strike two. Gotta think he's swinging for contact here. And he does. Puts it up the center field gap. No out still. And Green Critter is up to go. Bites on the changeup. Counts 0-1. Commentator showing his bias. Listen, I told you straight up I would not be. I want good baseball first and foremost. But if it's not going to be good baseball, I want my team to win. And I can acknowledge that. Now, if we're going to talk some positives, I think, they have probably the strongest two-captain core of any team possible. Birdo and Daisy, just extremely good chemistry captains. Just a lot of, their players love to play for them. They're in a good color scheme. And when you throw pitches like that leave Green M&M, sitting on their butt in the batter's box, it's excellent dive from Daisy. The double play. 6-4-3 on the put away. Daisy, Red Yoshi, Shy Guy. And it's Red Yoshi and Shy Guy up next after Red Magikoopa, the tactician. Adam, I've been showing a lot of bias for my team. I guess if you got to show some bias for your team, who are you impressed with? Who's the merch seller on your team? Who are the little kids showing up to the park to meet?
I apologize. I had stepped away for just a moment. Can you repeat the question?
So, I'm getting accused of showing my bias, which of course I am, especially when they play such magnificent defense. But I want to know, if I'm showing my bias, who are your merch sellers? Who are the player that the kids like? Who's tell me a little bit about your squad here, because I think the captains are definitely a pull. Birdo and Daisy, just very likable, very strong players. But I gotta say, I think the tactician is probably one of my favorite players on your team.
Well, in terms of the team's core, it's definitely centered around Birdo. Daisy's right next to her, pulling their weight. She is technically the captain, but I think Birdo, if it wasn't Daisy, it would be her.
Now, what's their working relationship like? Is this like a co-captainship, or is this something where it's Daisy's team, but Birdo's sort of that veteran voice in the background?
It's Daisy's team, but how would I word this? She leads by listening to the voices of the people. And of those voices, Birdo's probably the loudest.
Very democratic. Speaking of democratically giving up her spot on the mound, Red Magikoopa lights up a base shot to Green Drybones here. Koopa stretches it to 3. And Hammer Bros with another screamer into right center. This one running a little away from Magikoopa. I think honestly, definitely a great pitcher still, but just perhaps bad substitution timing, Oh! Bowser has a tendency to hit these home runs where it feels like as soon as the ball touches his bat, it can't be within 500 feet of him. That thing explodes at such a horizontal trajectory, and we've reached double digits in this game. 10-1 monsters. I think that preserves your chemistry in the out. Actually, wait. There is the issue of Birdo in left field now. Another base hit. And that's how it's going to go with Bowser on Cruiser. I suppose so. I picked, what's the word? Ooh, Green Critter. Does this stay fair, though? Probably not. This definitely feels like a maybe not home run friendly park, but the dimensions are very forgiving. Obviously, with when the giant blooper comes in on the nighttime, it's very forgiving. But when you compare it to something, I'd say like I don't know, like Toy Castle, it's not too bad. Or Toy Room. Donkey Kong only letting up 1 run so far through this game and still not tired. He has been a behemoth out on the mound today. Birdo takes one to right field, fades foul. She's got a lot of pop off her bat. And you know, I've seen wilder things than 9 runs in an inning. Not that that's needed. It's still only the 6th, but... And Toadette gets grabbed by Hammer Bro, but they only get 1. Birdo aboard at second. Red Noki up to bat. Right to Hammer Bro, and the POW block, well timed. Bowser hustles over to prevent the run from scoring, but last out of the inning turns into a chance for runs with Matt at bat. Birdo's definitely a team player, and that ends up being huge. The POW block almost screwing them over the second time with Red Noki not making it to second until very late, but that POW block by Matt to get Noki aboard ends up mattering, and now only 8 runs the deficit. Very doable. Red Critter.
If there's one thing we'll do, it's play until the very end.
And you got it in these types of games, you know? It's like, it feels unwinnable, but you just... It's one of those things, it only stays that big of a deficit. You got to start somewhere. Like, you just got to pluck away at it. 10-2 going into the top of the 7th tier. Green M&M up to bat. Green M&M, actually, a little fun fact. This is a old version of her, since I used like a saved version of the roster to make it easier to set up. She's actually going to have an M on her chest for the next game. She will overwin a little bit of a makeover. Green Magic Koopa? Off the wall. Inches from a home run. Would have loved to see it. DK with a screamer out into the left. Green Magic Koopa going third. And there's runners on the corners. 1 out. Koopa hits one to Daisy. She puts it away. Almost catches DK first base, but fails to turn 2. Inning continues. I feel like Green Dry Bones just wants to chop away here, and he does. Sends Green Magic Koopa home. Scores 11-2. Another hit from Hammer Bros. On top of this, I feel like the top of this order is just really doing a good job. Like, even if they're not hitting it out of the park, they're getting on base. You know, they're really running it out. Red Noki and Bowser actually have some beef going back to Super Mario Sunshine. Delfino Plaza, they used to play in the minor league system there, and they called Bowser a dirty player. I thought that was gone. Could have been 4. Ends up being 2. The score, 13-2. So, Adam, I know this is obviously competitive between us as well, but is there anywhere, I guess, with how this game's looking, that you're looking to, improve, or that you would like to see changes made?
We're a young team, so we're still learning, and this has been a very eye-opening experience, to say the least.
Well, luckily, you know.
But
you
we
can always
we already have some ideas for where we can improve.
Are your eyes on the trade market at all?
Our eyes are always on the trade market. You never know what might be happening.
Interesting, very interesting. Donkey Kong getting the hook after 6 1/3. The captain coming in to finish off the game. Bowser's known as like a fastball closer. Scary thing is that balls explode if you catch his fastball like that. You can just get a lot of lift, drive one into the stands, but you know he's if you don't get full contact, drops just harmlessly. Hammer Bro puts it away for the last of the game.
GG.
GG Adam. 13-2.
Rough.
Let's
But
go.
we already have some ideas in the works. So, definitely moving to nighttime on the cruise ship. I don't want to be playing in the middle of a banquet again.
Yeah. I mean, I don't mind playing in the cruise ship because it's probably better for my team, but at the same time, I'm always going to go to Bowser Stadium for the lore. Okay, let's give me just a moment to put in these post-game stats. 110 from Matt. That is amazing.
Matt definitely performed incredibly well. I like where he's at, and I plan on keeping him there for the foreseeable future.
All right. I believe that's everything for this one. I'll go ahead and stop recording as we get ready for